everybody. It's Wednesday, May 29th, about 8 o'clock, I guess. Um, so yesterday I was contacted by the Geico rep, and she said the adjuster would be in touch with me sometime today. Come out and take a look at it. So hopefully they'll be able to, this guy here, because I don't know that much about uh, the damage. I mean, to me it looks like it's not that big a deal, but I'm not real familiar with the manufacturing of RVs and how sensitive that section is or not. So hopefully he can bring me up to date on that. And hopefully it's all good news and all that. I've only had to claim, I think, once before with Geico, like when Kim hit that deer, and they were fantastic to work with. It was the easiest thing. It was great. Another reason I've stayed with them so long, and so I'm hoping this is no different. And it doesn't seem to be that big a deal. This the damage to me, just personally, it doesn't look like it's that bad or that expensive. So hopefully so. Anyway, when it's all said and done, we're still going to go up to DC and see all the city there, and then head on points west in a kind of northerly direction. I don't think we're going to go to the northeast part of it. I think we're just going to, after DC, probably just head on west and maybe aim for like Ohio and across the Midwest. I would like to go to Iowa and see that Field of Dreams ball field, if it's available to see. Seems like I read something about it a while back. I got to double check on that and make sure it's still possible to see it. Other than that, just see the sights in the different places, and so we're looking forward to that. A nice leisurely trip back to Caballo, and take our time. I don't know if we're going to go all the way to the Pacific, at least not this time. We might, I don't know, but although we've spent plenty of time up there, we really didn't get to see that much of it. But when we're running along the top up there, we could possibly, go across the border in Canada there, one of those places, for a little jaunt somewhere. But we just play that as it goes. But we've got everything we need to do that. If we do, we've got our passports, and we've got Chloe's vet paperwork and all that. So might go ahead and take advantage of it. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. I'll know a little bit more after I see this guy, and see what kind of time frame we're looking at getting the repair done. So more later, and y'all have a great day. Bye. Hey everybody, it's Wednesday still. It's about 1:15. So earlier today, I was contacted by the Geico rep and the adjuster, and he's turned me on to this RV place right down the road. I've actually been there once. I went down to buy some stuff, some parts, and so we're scheduled tomorrow down there with them, about 11 o'clock. Go down there and let them take a look at this and see what we're looking at and possible estimate and all that. So he was going to come to the house, but when I told him about that, he said, well, you just meet me down there if possible. He's going to try to rearrange his schedule. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have a better idea as to whether or not we can get this done here, or if we'll have to go somewhere else, because I don't want to spend 2-3 weeks waiting for a spot to get in, especially since this looks like it might be a small job. Don't know yet though. So we'll see what we see, and hopefully it's halfway decent news. So anyway, that's it for now. More later. Hey, good morning everybody. It's Thursday, about 8 o'clock, and I thought I'd bring you up to date on something that happened last night. It's the first time for us here. We'd been having problems plugged into Chad's house with the electric, especially not really until like early afternoon, maybe, when it was the hottest, and it would just pop a breaker in the house and everything. So we got used to hooking up to the generator. I mean, just turning it on and running off of that. It doesn't cool a rig as near as well as having regular power, but it works. It gets us by. So we've been running it that way now. Anyway, So yesterday was no different. About like right before 2 o'clock, it popped. So got it all turned off, ran the generator for quite some time. And later decided, okay, it's cool enough now, we can probably run it again. This was in the evening. And I don't know, probably like 7 or 8 o'clock, I don't know. But did all that, got it hooked up. And we're all sitting around outside, and when all of a sudden started hearing this beeping, and it was hard to place what it was. And then finally, I got an idea where it might be coming from. So research that, and I'll show you what happened here. Okay, so yesterday Chad's yard people came by, so we shrunk down. We pulled up Chloe's cage, and when we put it back together, we just used a few panels, just a small little area. The rest of it's stowed. You see that big door right there? We call that the cellar, and so it's back in there. Anyway, we're all just sitting around, standing around talking and everything, and I hear this beeping, and it was hard to place. And so finally, I kind of got an idea. I was like, man, it sounds like it might be the cellar. So I go over here to the cellar, and I opened it up. And if you remember, inside that cellar is a cat's litter box. Well, as soon as I opened the door up, I could hear the beeping better. Now, well, maybe I left something in there electronic, but realized that it might be from inside. So I opened up the litter box inside there, and I could tell it was coming right from inside. It was loud then. I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's a watch or something, And so we go inside the rig, and what it was back at the bottom of our bed, at the foot of the bed, is a carbon monoxide detector, and to check for your propane. And we run propane all the time, especially without electric. We run the refrigerator on it. So, and of course the gas stove. But we got to checking it out, and it was going off and everything. So we opened the windows and aired everything out, and it of course went away, and closed everything back up. And I turned all the propane back on at that point, and it never would come on again. So what it was, guarantee you, and I'll find that out today when I go to the RV place, is that generator that we were running. I don't know if you remember when I mentioned it in the video. Come around here to the damage again. This is the exhaust pipe right there for the generator, and it had been moved over into here somewhere, over in this area, and I just kind of pushed it back, and it's been running fine. So, but I guarantee you what it was a generator doing it. Exhaust leak getting up in there, because once we turned that generator off, and we haven't had it back on since, and it's never come back. So I'll have them take a look at that today. But that was our excitement for the night. First time that thing's ever gone off. So, but it's pretty loud, and it's nice to know that we will definitely be told. So anyway, that's it, and more later.
Hey everybody, so it's the afternoon of Thursday, the 30th, and so went to the RV place today, and they checked it all out, and were working up an estimate for us. It doesn't look like it's going to be too bad, but there's a piece or two in there that they are going to have to get from Thor, and she said it usually takes 2 or 3 weeks. So I think what we're going to do is probably Saturday or Sunday we'll head out and go ahead and hit DC, and maybe a couple other 3 places, because like I said, we've got 2 or 3 weeks anyway, and I don't want to be sitting here blocking Chad's driveway all that time. And we can see some things in Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania or something. We can check a few things out. So and the adjuster, he came over this afternoon after I got back, and so he's working with us on that, and we'll just see where it all goes. But like I said, 2 or 3 weeks probably we'll be stuck over here on the East Coast somewhere, just kind of wandering around. So and that's okay. as long as the rig is working and we can actually move. Because I checked with them, and they said that that thing would be safe to travel. Fortunately, that whole frame, framework inside is actually screwed onto the, or bolted onto the rig. So that little piece that's pulled away isn't going to endanger it or anything. But they'll have to replace a small portion of it down on that bottom side of it. So, and that's one of the things they got to order. A couple other small parts. So, and that's about it. So, more when we find out something. Bye.